Hey guys, what's up? IrishEmerald here, and welcome back to another PBA battle video. So if you guys don't remember, this was the GBA style league that I signed up for a long time ago, and then kind of didn't stop. I had to kind of stop recording because my capture card just went bust on me all of a sudden. I kind of got back from the repairs. Now, still a little sketchy on it with the settings and whatever, so I do apologize if there's any quality issues. I'm trying to work them all out, but I kind of nearly have it on par now where it's not too bad. Or maybe I'm just like being a perfectionist or whatever, but it doesn't seem too bad to me. So if you guys see anything, let me know and I'll try and fix it for you guys for the upcoming videos. But I want to get all these out before Sun and Moon hits Europe, because as some of you guys know, Sun and Moon hits Europe, a week later for some bizarre reason. Nintendo, GameFreak. Anyways, this week we're up against Demetrius, coach of the Dayton Dedenne, right? And he's got a pretty interesting team. I'm not going to kind of run through the team builders because I lost my team builders as I was trying to rejig my system and clean it all out when fixing my internet issues a while ago. But on his team for this matchup, he's got Alakazam, Curon Black, Mega Venusaur, Skarmory, Porygon Z, or Porygon 2, and Darmanitan. What we have brought is a Scarf Latios to be able to outspeed Scarf Curum and Scarf Darmanitan if he decides to bring them. Life Form Manectric to deal with Skarmory. Armaldo with lefties, so as to be able to set up rocks and be a bit of a hazard support. We have Mega Lopunny, and then we have Curse Sleep Talk Umbreon, and last one is we have an Assaultfest Gramble. And that is the team for you guys. So without further ado, let's have a quick look, and I'll kind of go through what happened in the battle and give you an idea about my thought process throughout. I have watched over it and tried to make sense about why I did certain things when I did it and all that kind of stuff. But anyways, he leaves out with his Darmanitan. I decided to leave with my Latios because I figured my Latios will be able to hit anything that comes in that he decides to do. I straight up go for my Draco Meteor and I miss it. Now, I went for Draco right there because Draco is a one-hit KO on this Darmanitan unless it's sashed, which I was doubting. So missing the Draco there really hurt us because, it means that his Darmanitan got away scot-free. He comes in on with his Porygon 2 to try and, wall my Latios, and that's fair enough. I decided I need to switch out here. I don't really want to deal with this Porygon 2, and I go into my Armaldo. So out comes Armaldo, and as the Porygon 2 decides to go for Tri Attack. And this Porygon 2 does actually become a huge menace to us. A huge menace to us. It's not really that fun to deal with at all. He decides to switch out here to kind of preserve the Porygon 2, but also to bring out his Skarmory, which is a huge defensive wall as we set up our Stealth Rocks. And we got our lefties recovery and all that. So I'm happy enough at this point, despite me missing my Draco Meteor. I have my rocks up now, so he's going to be a little bit crippled. I go out into my Manectric here, predicting the Defog, and as he does go for the Defog. So that kind of gives me with a free hit on anything on his team, because he has no ground immunities. So he switches out from Skarmory, goes back on to Porygon 2 to pretty much eat this Thunderbolt or this Volt Switch that I'm going to be bringing. It's a good job he didn't bring Trace, because that would have been a huge problem for me, but he brought Download. I decided I'm going to Volt Switch out of there and get out of dodge. Now, what I should have done here was I should have gone to Lopunny and fake out High Jump Kick or scare this thing out. But instead, I decided to go into my Armaldo because I didn't feel like I needed to go out into Lopunny at that stage. So I go back out to Armaldo. He's just going to make the same play again. Switch out Porygon 2, bring out Skarmory. That's his main idea, as I go for the knockoff here. So Skarmory was carrying the Rocky Helmet all along, so off goes that helmet, which it was kind of useful. I really wanted to knock off that Evolite on the Porygon 2, so it wouldn't be as much of a threat. But alas, that's not what happened. So he sets up his spikes. I'm going to set my rocks here, because rocks to me are very important at this point. He's got a Darmanitan and a Curon Black, who are huge threats. So being able to set my rocks and kind of cripple them and wear them out is what I really wanted. I have no problem really with spikes, and I can get over it. I switch out my Armaldo here, and I go straight out into my Latios. as he goes for another layer of spikes. Fair enough. Um, at this point, I decide to go for the Thunderbolt because I feel if I can get rid of the Skarmory, great. He decides to stay in, and down goes his Skarmory. So delighted, delighted he didn't go. He stayed in there. I don't know why he decided to do that, but whatever takes his fancy. He brings out his Darmanitan. I'm going to switch back out here because Thunderbolt doesn't kill the Darmanitan from this range, and I go back out into my Armaldo, thinking I can live this. Whereas what I should have done, I should have gone out into Gramble and take Flare Blitz because he would have been intimidated, and I'm a bulky Gramble. But instead, Armaldo is pretty much finished at this point because Spikes pick me off, and I don't get a chance to rapid spin these houses away, so they're pretty much here to stay, which really does suck. I'm not gonna lie, really does suck. But I made my bed, I melee in it. It is what it is. So he picks off my Armaldo there, as his Darmanitan is slowly being weakened. I go back out into my Latios, and I go for the Psyshock, straight up just picking off this Darmanitan. So that's that thing done and dusted. I think at this point I'm winning by 1, but he brings out his Porygon 2, and this is where I make another huge mistake. And I think that this, along with the Draco miss at the start, were the two things I was probably most annoyed about with this battle. Actually, no, two of the three things I was most annoyed about. Because I go into my Lola here, into my Lopunny, as he goes for his Tri-Attack. And you guys can probably assume what's going to happen here. He goes for his Tri-Attack. He lands it, and presto, I get burned. So my Lopunny now has just become redundant. Absolutely redundant. I can't touch this thing. I was hoping I would be able to come out, get my Mega Evolution off, and just slowly wear this Porygon 2 down with a fake out high jump kick combo. But that's not going to happen now. So I go straight for the high jump kick because I figure, look, I might as well sack my Lopunny at this point because I'm burned. I'm not going to do anything. We nearly killed this thing though with a critical hit, but he goes for the recover, playing it smart. But we were very, very close. Had we gotten that kill, I would have been a lot more happier because even though I was burnt, I would have had this huge annoyance out of my face. I go for another high jump kick, and again we miss out on the kill. Had I not been burned and I had the fake out high jump kick combo, I would have probably picked this guy off. But I just didn't get the chance to. I'm just going to go for another high jump kick. I just want to keep this Porygon 2 really worn down. But he's just going to go for another recover and just stall me out, which is fair enough. So my Lopunny will go down to the burn this turn. Really huge misplay there, me coming in on the Tri-Attack. I should have been a lot more careful. As I said, when I Volt switched with my Manectric earlier, I should have just gone straight out to Lopunny and not have to deal with it. At this point, I decided to go out into my Umbreon. Alright, because I figured, right, I might be able to set up here and have a bit of fun with my Curse Sleep Talk set as he goes out into his Mega Venusaur. So I immediately just go for the Curse because I'm like, unless this guy's got Toxic or something, he's not going to really touch me. And at that point, I got rest as well, so I'm happy days. I'm pretty comfortable staying in here and just setting up and having fun. So I just get my first Curse off, and I decide I'm going to have to switch because I was a little bit afraid at this point about what this guy was going to have. I wanted to scale him out a little bit more. Plus, I had Hidden Power flying on this Manectric, so I figured let's go into Manectric because I don't really have any much use for Manectric anymore. In reality, I should have stayed in because I was one curse up, and seeing how what spread this Venusaur was afterwards, I'm like, man, I could have stayed in and just set up on that Venusaur all day. But no, I didn't. I made that huge mistake. But it wasn't huge. It was just a mistake. I was just being overly cautious as this Mega Venusaur picks me off. So I see he's got like the knockoff and he's got the Giga Drain, and that's where I am with that at the moment. I decided to go back out to my Umbreon because I figured that a Psyshock from Latios wasn't enough to kill. So he comes back, he goes for the knockoff, getting rid of my leftovers, which kind of, I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of an annoyance later on, but we'll get into that. I go for the payback, which is pretty slick, as he goes for the synthesis, which is a little bit annoying. Not going to lie, it's really annoying. So I go for another curse here. figuring, right, he's got Synthesis, knockoff, Giga Drain, he's probably got Sludge Bomb, you know. So I figured, right, he's definitely not going to have something for me. And as we see, he's got the Sludge Bomb. So I'm like, all right, okay, he doesn't have much that really wants to do with my curse setup. So for me, I'm away. I'm constantly going to be setting up curses here. I feel like, you know, if I can get Umbreon up enough, I should have this game in the bag, because nothing will be able to touch this Umbreon. He does get the poison here, but luckily I do go for the rest, as Synchronized fails because Venusaur is poison, a half poison type. So I go for the rest here, heal right back up, and I can Sleep Talk from here on in. So he switches back out and goes out to his Alakazam, right, predicting, oh, I mustn't be Sleep Talk, or hoping I'm not Sleep Talk anyways. So I go for the first Sleep Talk, and I actually do pull through here. I don't actually. I get rest. I think it's the next one I pull through, because he misses his Focus Blast. So I go for the Sleep Talk here, and I'm pretty sure I get this guy down to his Sash with Payback. No, I don't. Oh, maybe it's the next one. But as you can see, it's kind of wrapping up. I'm after going for two Sleep Talks, and I'm already after, you know, not gaining anything on that one. Not after hitting Payback or Curse in either of them, I get rest. So I go for the Payback this time, and I do nail this Alakazam and bring it down to his Sash. I believe I go for another rest here, because I figured if he lands the Focus Blast, which he does, I'm in the red and I'm in a bit of bother. So I go straight up for the rest, kind of heal back up, and realistically all I need to do is just land one more Payback. That's all I need to do, and I'm pretty much solid. He goes for another Focus Blast, and he hits, and he gets a critical hit. Right, so that was what really pissed me off in this whole game, was that crit. Because for me, I was set up, I had the Venusaur countered, I had the Cure Black countered, I had this thing pretty much dealt with. Really ticked me off. I was hoping that we get another, I don't know, Payback there, but no, we missed out. He goes for the Energy Ball, and he doesn't pick me off. I managed to pick him off here with the Payback. Right, but at this point, like, I'm more down to the point where anything can kind of come in and pick me off after me successfully setting up all over his face. So really irked me, I'm not gonna lie. That really ticked me off, because for me, I had it won, but the crit came in and finished me off. Anyways, he goes in with his Cure Black, and I'm pretty sure he goes for the Ice Beam here, if I remember correctly. And he just finishes the whole thing off. Actually, no, he goes for Iron Head, predicting me to switch out into Gramble, which I didn't really understand, because maybe I wanted to keep this thing for Death Fodder, but it wasn't really going to work for me, because I die on spikes anyways. I go for Dragon Pulse here, because I had Draco, Meteor, Side Shock, Thunderbolt, and Dragon Pulse, because I needed Draco to pick off a couple of his threats, but I only need Dragon Pulse to get rid of the Cure. So that's exactly what I did. I just got rid of the Cure with the Dragon Pulse. Now, I make the switch here to go out from my Latios out into Gramble, because I'm locked in the Dragon Pulse, and it's not going to do enough to this Venusaur in the long run of things, as I intimidate him. But he goes for the Sludge Bomb and picks me off, as he should. And well, he doesn't pick me off, but he picks me off the next turn, because he outspeeds me. And that just leaves my Latios left, I believe. And yeah, just the Latios left. And as I go for the Side Shock here, praying that we nail him. But clearly this guy was a little bit more bulky. He was to be able to take a few of them hits. And as he nails the Sludge Bomb and just finishes me off. So that was the game there. GG them, well done. I believe, the 1-1 we didn't get to see finished off was the Porygon 2. Which is, so he ended up winning 2-0. A little bit sickening, I'm not gonna lie. Because the Umbreon had the Porygon dealt with as well. So for me, that crit, like, I had a couple of mistakes in that game, but that I should have been more careful of. But the miss on the Darmanitan with the Draco at the start, for me, the crit on the Umbreon really was sickening. The burn on the low pony, that was just my fault. That was just me playing stupid. But there was definitely a couple of things I could have done differently to pick up the win. But GG to them. Great game. At this point, let me hold on. Let me check my notes. Let me consult my notes. I had to write all this down again because it's been so long since I've done this. Um, at this point, I'm 1-6, right? So this is our week 7 battle. I'm 1-6. For our week 8 battle, I've actually lost that recording. I was originally done in Showdown. So what I will do is I'll give you the result. I was facing Adam. I can't remember what he was coach of again, but I was facing Adam, and I believe I won. I think it was 4-0. I think it was 4-0 I bet him by. So I picked up the W there, which brings us to 2-6 leading into week 8, which was pretty sweet because we're halfway in the season, but I still had the opportunity to get into playoffs. So I was feeling optimistic, and during week 8 we could make a few changes to the team, which I was really eager to do. So I got a few swaps into the team. I was very much happier about that. So definitely, looking forward to the second half of the season. At that point, thinking have one win, I have to picking up another win now, and new picks in the team, all that kind of stuff. So definitely was looking forward to the rest of the season. The next matchup was up. Yeah, I won't spoil it, but it'll be up very soon. I'm planning on banging these up very very quickly. So don't think you're going to have to wait a week long for another one to come out. I'm probably going to have it out tomorrow or the next day or something like that. So they are going to be out on the channel pretty quickly. On that note, I'm going to wrap it up there today, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked today's video, please click the like button down below. If you have any comments on how the battle went and all that kind of stuff, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you want to see more PBA videos coming your way on this channel, please click that subscribe button down below for me as well. On that note, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.